Brett, I know you wrote an article. The Browns' chances for some UDFAs to make the final 53-man roster, and then where they could look to potentially upgrade this roster. Take us through that and kind of your thoughts.
Yeah, so it's pretty interesting. I dove into some other data that I found in regards to guaranteed money given to the UDFAs and kind of how that is a predictor for these guys making rosters. The three guys that got the most guaranteed money when they signed with the Browns were Donovan McMillan, the safety, Aiden Huntington, previously mentioned, and cornerback Lamarius James. So those were the three highest paid, guaranteed money just to show up or be a undrafted free agent and signee for the Browns this year. All three guys have been very good, and along with guys like Gage and some of the wide receivers and so forth. But Huntington, I think, has a real shot to make this team. He looks weird at number 66. He just does. He needs a new number badly. But he is a terrific pass rusher, a really, really good athlete, plays special teams. They even had him on punt return. And this is a big dude running down the field. Donovan McMillan, I think, is challenging for a spot to make this team as a safety. A previous UDFA, guy in his second year as a UDFA, Chris Edmonds, I think may even be in front of him. I think has a really good shot to make this roster as a safety depth. So I think there are guys there contributing, and I even think at corner depth on the outside, you have a number of guys that they brought in with some length. Even some guys that are, year 2 or 3 UDFA guys that have bounced around practice squads now that they, kind of like how they found Khalif Halasi and brought him in as a depth piece on the outside. They like those long physical press man corners, and they brought some guys in. And Lamarian James has done a really good job, and he is kind of an in-your-face Martin Emerson-esque kind of guy that you like to see come on strong. So all of those guys have a chance to make the roster. I thought Amani Marshall, the running back, did a terrific job on Friday night and was very impressive as a UDFA running back as well.
What
you
about,
mentioned where to improve.
Yeah. Where are you thinking they might look to improve?
I wish they would improve at wide receiver. I continue to point at, I continue to look at these. There's like all these guys, right? There's Caden Davis, and of course Florier's gone now unfortunately with the hamstring injury. But there's like all you other guys, wide receivers, right? They all kind of did something good on Friday night, but nobody really separated. I think if you had to pick one, I would pick Gage Larvadame just because of his speed, and some of his metrics compared to guys that were drafted much higher than him. I saw a tweet even last night compared to higher draft picks. He was right up there. So kind of a guy that slipped through the cracks. So I think he has a real shot, but I want him paying attention to the bottom of the Packers roster, the bottom of the New England Patriots roster, even the Texans, teams that have like a wealth of young wide receivers that will have to clear waivers if they cut them. Like I have interest in Javon Baker if they're going to get rid of them in New England. They got to get rid of somebody in Green Bay. They got like 9 really good wide receivers there. Somebody has to get cut, right? Like I would be watching those rosters really closely for guys that you can add and make this team better. I am of the belief that you don't need a DeAndre Carter. Like you've got to be able to find somebody nowadays with the impact that at least the kickoff seems to be less of an impact. I know they're trying to make it more, but it seems to be less. Dave, like, do we really need to carry just a kick returner? Can we have a guy that can do, two things? That's where I'm at. I'm firmly in this. Stop carrying corners that can't cover as special teams aces, and stop carrying just kick returners on this team. Find guys that can do both.
Yeah. The other thing I'd say is one of those young D linemen that's not going to make the team, go trade him and get a guy that maybe somebody likes, but they need a defensive piece that the Browns have.